It's week 3 of the National Football League. Up next, we'll see Joe Mixon. He was outstanding last week, racking up a ton of yards and touchdowns. It's the Bengals and the Rams under the lights on Monday night.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Rams set to go to work on offense, and they're led by a man who topped the 50,000-yard mark in passing for his career a season ago. In year 15 now, here's Matthew Stafford.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
A nice start to the drive, picking up 12 yards there and a very quick first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. You talk about this Bengals defense. They were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Stafford. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And his throw is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. The surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. 2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Bengals now set for their first possession, and it's Pro Bowler Joe Burrow who leads this offense in his 4th season now out of LSU.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Thomas.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They run with a rookie. It's Chase Brown. And he'll get this up past the 45 and the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Bengals at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 23. Mixon with a first down carry. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's kind of like clockwork right now for them.
Now it's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Stafford. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He topped the 200-yard mark a week ago. You know they're going to have a lot of eyes and hopefully for them bodies on him here in this one.
You got to expect defensively, forget 8 men in the box. 9, 10,
11.
Hey, listen, they're trying to sneak you and me in there to try and slow him down. But I bet his offensive line mates are going to accept that challenge. They really like blocking for a guy who can churn up that kind of yardage.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Now it's Burrow. Working the middle here, that's complete to Sample, the tight end. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. They'll give it to Mixon. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go.
2nd and goal from the 1. Mixon again. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. McPherson on for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Trey Hendrickson drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the run.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. Again, it's Mixon. And he's got room. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 74 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And they go play action now. Burrow escaping the pressure right. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with a 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A give up the middle to Akers. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
On the return is Jones. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it?
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
11.
They go play action with Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
11, Mike.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 60. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. But it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Stafford throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Back to the air, Stafford on 2nd down. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Stafford to his #1 guy cup for a Los Angeles first. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw pulled in by Atwell here. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Stafford looks to throw again. Pass incomplete.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Throwing is Stafford. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. To the air again, Stafford. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Rams will... Timeout, their second, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Akers is going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Now a 2nd and 10.
11.
Now Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Orlando. Raven, the guilty party.
Gun.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon will get it to start the second half. Runs over it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 129 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and a yard. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 68 yards. And the Bengals come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he is going to have a Rams first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Going up top for Kupp. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Jones on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he was really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected because, to me, they got a few guys that can step in and play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They've got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. 147 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging. And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
McPherson's kick is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Going right back to Akers. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Here's 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
Here's Jones. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see it back. Just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Play action. It's Burrow. Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 35 before going out. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. Able to push his way through. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Burrow on play action. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Well, Aaron Donald just so strong. And he records the sack.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them, because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The LSU connection, Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first. Now it's Mixon running right to the 27-yard line. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Mixon will try the right side. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a first down at the Rams' 22. Now the Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 180 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Smith catches left side. Touchdown, Bengals. Irv Smith Jr. from 10 yards out. And the Bengals are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Stafford on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Stafford on 3rd down. Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And they call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
1st down, Los Angeles.
Now it's Stafford. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Again, it's Stafford. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's Jones on the return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley.
Joe Mixon.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Joe Mixon.
72 yards.
And the Bengals add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The football going back to the Rams now. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Trey Hendrickson bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Here comes the Rams punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
And making the tackle there, Jacoby Durant.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Here we go.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Gotta go.
This is Brown going up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The all-everything defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, the one who made the play there. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. And they go play action now. Burrow escapes the sack.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll get about 5 here, so he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
John Johnson with the INT. And the Rams are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart in points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. 15 yards there for number 15. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
Stafford looks to throw again. Looking for Cooper Kupp again, 2 in a row. And Kupp going to pick up a Rams 1st down as he'll get this across the 50 to the 49.
1st down, Rams.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
17 yards. And the Rams 1st down.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Man open is Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards to the 16 and a 1st down.
1st down.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point.